Howdy from No Doubty. Let's do an update. Cars are prepped for the nighttime thanks to Desert Livin's husband, Bulldogs, I think his name is. Told me that the little mice will get in there, so put lights and open hoods. Check. Mia and Lassie are still here, but I might have to oh, look at that sunset. That's gorgeous. I might have to change the black dog's name to Sassy because she's a little sassy. But I can also see her ribs, and she's skinny, so I gave her plenty of food today and feeding her again. We got some stuff moved over to this side. More stuff. Getting closer to the shed. Look how beautiful that is. Let's do a shed update. I started getting insulation in and drywall, but I had to make do with the drywall that I had left over. So this might be the worst drywall job known to mankind. But that's okay. We still got some to finish, but we had to get it done in order to start putting things up in our loft. So it's not perfect, but I'm hoping it's going to keep me warm. Hey, little mama, I know you're skittish. Are you okay? All right, we need to go on a walk and talk, and I got to keep it real with you guys. The last 48 hours have been tough, and let me explain why. Not only the chickens, but we also know Marsha's not taking her happy pills, and I think it's finally taken effect. That and being 3 weeks out here, my son and I had our first argument today, and it wasn't pretty. It was me saying things I shouldn't have, me yelling, and I just do not like the way I handled it. I don't usually handle it that way when I'm on my happy pills. I talked to my best friend, and she's like, Marsha, you need to get back on those happy pills. You know you need to. And she's right, I do. So Marsha's going to go back on happy pills. But I guess the reason I stopped was more of, I was feeling so good after 2 years of taking them, and I was like, I can do this without. I don't want to be on pills for the rest of my life. And a part of me is like, maybe sassy Marsha, not on happy pills, is going to be able to knock this out of the park, the homesteading, a lot better than, happy Marsha. Because happy Marsha is just content. And I don't know what's the right answer other than talking to my therapist, my doctor therapist about it and seeing what she suggests. But until I have that conversation with her, I'm going to start the happy pills again. And let me tell you the backstory of how all of this came about, of why we ended up having to move last minute. So I lived in the same house. I rented it for 12 years. And around February of last year, I told my landlord there was some mushrooms growing at the bottom of my stairs. She didn't care. I was like, are you sure? Because I don't want to be held responsible for any further damage. She didn't care. So February of this year, I said, it's getting a lot worse. It's in the ceiling in my daughter's room, and it's by the front door now. It needs to be taken care of. I don't want to live in a moldy house. I'm paying $2,500 a month for rent. I need to live in a moldy-free house. She still did not care. So from February until June, I was trying to work with her to get it done. She just was not budging. So I called code enforcement. And code enforcement was on my side and said, this is against codes. You need to have this fixed. So at least someone was kind of fighting the landlord for me instead of just me. Unfortunately, in October, I gave my notice because the mold was still there. From June until October, even with code enforcement, this landlord was just not fixing it, not caring, not doing anything. So it's been chaos. She sent me a letter today saying I owe her $13,000 for wear and tear. And I'm like, girl, I live in California and I've lived there for 12 years. You can't charge me for a light switch for wear and tear. Like, can I see pictures? Can I see receipts? Because you're telling me it's $185 per light switch? So my mom and I were looking for land all the way back in June when this kind of all started with code enforcements. I wanted property in Placerville or Nevada City. We looked at some properties. She didn't like any of them. And it came down to the last minute of, we need to move. I gave my 30 days and you haven't decided on a property that you like, Mom. So we're going to have to go with this property. It's seller financed. I know the people. I trust them, and we can afford it. And that's how we ended up here, because we didn't find any properties before last minute to buy. But I'm not mad. I like this property. I love that it's 20 acres. I love that it's flat. I love that there's a road right here. All the other properties were, they were hard to get to, or they just weren't the right ones. Anyways, I guess what I'm saying is after 3 weeks out here, it's taken its toll. I tried to order Starlink, but they don't send it to a P.O. box, so I'm going to have to send it to my daughter, and then my daughter's going to have to mail it. It's just kind of one thing after another. The chickens, and then Mia showing up with this dog that hasn't exactly been friendly, so I had to put her in her place, and I don't like having to do that, but sometimes you do. And ever since I did, she's been fine. She's been hanging out with my dog and not causing any problems. But did I mention she's skittish, and that kind of worries me. Like, what's happened to this poor dog? But the good news is YouTube has gotten me up to $255 in ad revenue in the last few days. So that's pretty cool. I mean, that's reassuring. And did I mention that the dogs, the neighbors that own these dogs, live 2 miles down the road? These dogs are traveling 2 miles every day to come hang out. I'm thinking she's a lab German Shepherd mix. What do you think? You see her little ribs? Oh, honey. Come here, I love you. I love you. Good girl. You let me pet you? Good girl. But it definitely felt good today getting the drywall and the insulation started in my shed. I know it's not perfect. I know I didn't use a vapor barrier, and I know heat rises. I'm fully aware. I don't care. Last night I slept in the shed with the heater on and no drywall, no insulation, no nothing. Just the heater, and I woke up sweating. My mom's back is still hurting, but we found her medications, finally, so she can start feeling better. And sleeping on the bed does definitely help her a lot. I hope Mia brings the Great Pyrenees back over, because she is a sweetheart, just like Mia. Yes. But that's about it. I just wanted to give you a check-in and let you know that not every day is a happy day out here. But it's okay. You can have bad days in the city too, right? And it could have been a lot worse. I don't know how much worse it could be, losing your 2 chickens. But if I lose Winnie, oh my goodness. Y'all, I'll be taking like a month off. There is no way I could survive that. I mean, I can. I don't want to say that. But I could not. I mean, that's my dog. Anyways, that's the update. Not much going on, but a lot going on. Typical chaos of life, I suppose. Mia, you guys are animals. You need to behave. We don't act like that. Mama Mia. Thank you to all the positive people, all the wonderful comments, all the help, suggestions, and just rooting me on. It's really kept me going the last couple of days while I've been kind of down and out. So, thank you. And as always, I really do love you.